Yo, ladies and gents, and welcome to episode 2 of our podcast. Just need to get Joe on the call. Obviously, we've got Aaron in the call just now. I didn't want to add Joe into the call while we were playing the music, so we'll get Joe sorted into the call. We'll get everything up and running for you in terms of the groups and stuff. Unfortunately, our guest cannot make it tonight. He's having internet problems, so just let me get Joe on this call. There we go, Joe. Add. I hope everybody's well. It was meant to be Lewis. It was meant to be Lewis H90. What we're going to do though is maybe like get a couple of managers to maybe come on and give their opinion. So that's Joe just joined the calls. Hopefully Joe puts his camera on and we'll see Joe pop up in a second.
Are you adding into the call or just to the chat? Let me see.
I've added him to the call.
Okay, cool.
He's here.
Oh, give me 2 seconds.
Hello, Joseph.
I need to tell Skype what camera to look for.
Hopefully that just pops up when you go live.
Oh wait, shit. No, stop fucking OBS.
Aaron's still on the train for last week, aye. It's like Aaron reporting live for Leeds Station or something like that.
Me on the way to the World Series on Monday.
Yeah, aye. On the way to the World Series. Right, boys, if you could do a bit of help and get the podcast tweeted out and all that good stuff. There's Joe, should be appearing on camera now.
Oh, you need to move me.
No, that's it, it's fine.
Alright.
It's fine, it went perfect. It readjusts itself to the size, it's unreal actually. Yeah, I'll tweet that out. Right, well, I guess the first thing to do is get the groups and all that up for everybody to see again. Aaron's kindly sent me the document, so we'll get that up on the list. So obviously, Joe's just conducted the drawing and sent his lawyer here. As I said, we're going to be looking for for people to join the call if anybody's interested in that. It's quite disappointing. Obviously, Lewis couldn't make it, but he's having internet issues. Apparently, Virgin are working in his area, so that kind of like knocks out one of the segments that we had planned. But aye, so what I'll do is I'll introduce Aaron and Joe. Welcome, boys. And then after that, after they talk a wee bit, we'll delve into the drawing stuff. So welcome, Aaron. Welcome, Joe. How
Hello.
are you, boys?
Hey, there you go.
I'm good, man. I'm just tired.
He's recovered for the early morning discussion.
I know I woke up this yesterday.
Fucking honestly. Joined the party for a quick 15-minute chat and up sitting there for 3 hours. Fantastic.
Jesus. Okay, I need to drag that in there. So that's hanging. Right, I'm going to switch the screen onto the draw. Let me see where are we. Screen switcher. I'm trying to find the right one, so as we're not using.
Yeah, it's on that dock and there's the little tabs at the bottom.
No, I'm trying to find the right overlay, so it's like my
okay.
camera. I can turn my camera off basically, but we'll do that. So it doesn't really matter. The camera's there, so you can see me now and you can't see Joe and Aaron now, obviously, but they're both in the call, obviously. So obviously, group. That's the wrong fucking document.
No, it's the same one. Just look at the tab at the bottom.
Right, okay. Aye, sorry, brain fart moment. Right, so okay, guys, like just before I go on, is the sound okay this week? Because last week it was really really loud. Basically, it should be. Aaron should obviously sound like he's on a phone because that's what he's on. Me and Joe should sound the way we do on our streams. If it doesn't sound like that, we've got an issue. But is it sounding fine? Everything's good. Right, no bother. Right, okay. So obviously, as we've seen on Joe's stream, we got Group A here. Which we'll just talk about the groups each time. So Group A is Unity, Class, Corner Tigers and Instinct. So we'll just get right down to it and we'll go to you first, Aaron, with your opinions on this group, what you think's going to happen, in terms of who's going to go through first and second.
It's difficult because of the World Series. It's like I know bits and pieces of players that make up each squad. and it's like, of course, you look at Unity as a team that has won it last tournament, and essentially are there as the defending champs. So regardless, as you say, and like the sessions haven't been going too well, because I tuned into your stream the other day, and like the sessions weren't going too well, but you're still pretty optimistic about it. So you got to look at, I think for that one, Unity and Class. Corner Tigers is a tricky one, because Cavani and his team made waves last tournament, but I think with how Doyle plays, I think with no position locks, and I think with everything just, in the favour of the game mechanics, I have to look at Unity and Class to go through, and Tigers narrowly missing out. I think Instinct have got a horrific job there, and if Instinct end up going through, that's a miracle Hail Mary, because that is pretty much like one of your smaller, fresher 11-man teams that are coming up from the VFL scene.
Can I ask who runs Instinct, and who do we know anybody that's in it?
Instinct is Hackett. I don't know if you know who Hackett is, but I can get the rosters up and I'll read you the rosters. I didn't link you the roster doc, but I really don't think there's any names in here that you would know. Of course, Unity, you got, well, everyone fucking knows who Unity is. There's no way we're gonna go over that. Class, everyone knows Doyle, but then again, Doyle chops and changes his squad in the World Series, so it's interesting. He gets different cores each time, which I notice when I do the logging of rosters. But Instinct is pretty much Hackett, Brook 10, NFFC, Hubbard 0520, Unanimous Colt, Itchy Smith, Ben I, Bowsy, Alex C, Edward 22K, NFFC Lad. I can't say that name. Fiek Trelt, something like that, and Folded Muffin. So it's just one of you fresh and new 11-man teams that are getting involved in the World Series as an extension of VFL. So to get into that Group A is just that's a nightmare for them, no doubt.
Just to answer something in the chat, by the way, there's no position lots because this tournament's run too soon in terms of the conversation of position lots. Of position lots has only opened up over the past week. It's too soon a tournament for that.
Absolutely.
In terms of I'm going to obviously go for my own team, but I will say that we've obviously hardly played since the last tournament, and we've just came back basically this week. We've played 2 sessions this week, and we'll probably play tomorrow on basically for the tournament. So we are, in terms of us, I'm quite happy with us in terms of shaping stuff. I just feel like there's stuff that we need to work on in terms of going forward as a team. And there's another big thing for us is that Dylan's missing. Dilscombe won't be playing. So that's another big facet for us. He's obviously like a big player for us. Connor Tigers group class the last time.
Okay. Well, yeah, there you go then.
And then Instinct is an unknown quantity. And quite funnily enough, the game we lost in our group the last time was against arguably the worst team in the group.
Because they played that kind of anti-football FC football, didn't they?
They just sat everybody behind the ball and then countered with like 2 guys up front. So and then they end up getting a chance where your guy cleared the ball and it just bounced off him and he just ran through and scored. So they obviously end up went on and winning. They topped our group. The team that was anti-football topped our group as well. And then we went through in second place. But I'm going to say that Doyle has solved these problems. I've played them recently and they seem to be a lot better. And I actually played for them as well. And they seemed like quite tight and they were like giving teams, the kind of higher end teams, a run for their money. They were beating some of them, they were losing to some of them. So I'll go with Unity and Class, but very, very tight squeeze with Class and Corner Tigers, I think, for second. I think we'll top the group.
Yeah, it depends really if Doyle's chop and change mentality outweighs Cavani's like chemistry that he's got at Corner Tigers, since he's pretty much the same group with a couple of additions onwards. So it depends, because like it's like baking a cake, isn't it? Really, you got to find the correct ingredients. So Cavani had the correct ingredients last tournament. No one knows if Doyle's gone back into the fucking kitchen and fucking spruced up like a whole new fucking banquet meal. Like no one knows. So it depends if these little changes that he's done have worked or not. So. But
what do you think for this one, Joe?
It's always what team turns up on the night.
Yeah,
but that's definitely.
You always get teams that have that night or they don't turn up and they end up grouped when they've been tipped to go and win the group. What teams turn up on the night?
So who you tipping for to top and to finish second? I've obviously went Unity, then Class.
I'd probably go Unity Class, personally.
And you, Aaron, you've went
I went Unity in class as well.
Right, do you
But
want to do? I'll do like a mock document here. Hold on. Can I add a tab on the bottom of that, Aaron? Just for a
yeah,
mock
go for it.
document?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, okay. Well, I think you need to do it. I think you've got the permission.
Wait, do you? Hang on.
No, I don't.
I'll
I
sort
think
you.
the
Don't worry.
permissions- if you
Don't
just-
worry.
if you- well, you just do it because
No. Don't worry, Andros. Don't worry.
I don't
Give
want
it a
to do it,
quick.
mate.
Give it a refresh. Give it a refresh.
I'd
You'll be
rather you'd
good.
done it. Aye, perfect. Okay.
There you go.
Right, so we'll just so looking at that, so we'll just say so as I can do like a kind of mock group and see who's right and who's wrong. So we'll just say Aaron's predictions, Joe's. That's just how I prefer Joe to do this.
I need more time. I can't do it on the fly. I'm not that good.
Nah, me neither. I've even spelt that wrong. So if we do that, we should get. I spelt wrong. I couldn't care less, to be honest. So for Group 1, Group A, you're picking. Everybody's basically picked Unity, and then class. So it's the same thing on both. Well, I was just going to do that, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've sort of left the 2 spaces, but it's fine.
I'll do it like this. That's fine. There you go. Oh shit! We've overlapped each other. There you go.
Right, so that's obviously our predictions for the first group is Unity and class. I did that well. Got the hang up. So we'll pop on to the second group. We'll go with Joe's. We'll go with your prediction first, Joe. What you think of that?
Group B, Empoli will top the group, I think. And then I'll go for Majors Amity.
Right.
Finish second.
See, I don't know. On you go, Aaron. No, on you go.
I was just gonna say, like, it depends, man, because it's just like Amity are still pretty much on the verge of like getting people in, unless they're gonna just enter the entire tournament with just 11 people, which I just don't think is a smart thing to do. I don't think in any kind of competition you enter, you can't go with 11 because they've only logged 11 people so far. So it depends who else comes in. Because sure, the roster looks alright. You got big names in there like Chrissy and Major, and Pedro Cruz and Rivaldo and all these kind of guys. But it's like who comes in a sense of if some of these people can't show up. Like that's the thing. It's like the rest of it. Like sure, you look at Amity. My picks as well would be Empoli and Amity. But it's like with Control and Power as well. Control and Power have the ability to do an upset. Like
Yeah.
Power again, a bit low on the squad size of only 12 people. But they have guys in there that know how to win and know how to play the system. And with Control and Big Tone, like he's upset people last tournament. Like it's more a kind of core of like a VFL player base with guys like Rocker and Robbie C and Big Tone of course managing it. But like he has the ability to make it through that group. So it depends on squad depth for Amity. If Amity spend the next 2 days and Monday before the tournament getting like a good core of backups up, because I can see people for Amity pretty much not showing up. If they can sort that out, then I reckon Amity, in my opinion, will probably win the group and Empoli will come second. If they don't, then I really do think Empoli will win the group, and it's a toss-up then between all 3 of them for second place, because even if they enter the tournament with 11 or 12 people, they can still compete for second against Power and Control. So
Yeah. So you're going me. Who you going me? Who's your first? Who's your top pick?
I'm going to say that they sort their shit out and they get more people in. I'll say Amity go through and then Empoli as runner-up. That's what I'll go with.
Right, okay. After hearing everything that you've said, and obviously having played Amity the other day, I think we got beat. Pretty sure we got beat, but they've always been set up to be a really good tournament team. He always takes them quarters and semi-finals and stuff at least. Amity, I'm pretty sure they've been in finals as well. And Empoli are just like they just truck on, they just play constant. So I'm going to go with Empoli first and Amity in second. I think that winds that group up. I don't think the other 2 teams will make much noise if I'm being honest.
Fair play.
In my opinion. So Group C is Revenge, Karma Gaming, is that Dynamize and
Yeah,
Viking
Dynamize.
Esports? This is probably the group I know the least about. I'd say this is probably looks on paper as one of the kind of weakest groups as well. Only my opinion, of course.
My weakest group would have been fucking Group E, but we'll get onto that one.
That's something for anybody.
I don't know. I don't really know these teams that well. And any time I've played them,
if you go through one at a time, and you look at Revenge is Hatton's team, so
Yeah.
he always builds a big team. Where 10, Munden, Jack Porter, D99, like those kind of guys, Gizmo even in there, like how much these people were playing. Like they've got massive squad depth as well, 20 people logged. Hatton is pretty much Mr. Hatton himself is always he's organised, isn't he? So he's ready to go. He's got his lads. He's good. Karma Gaming again, more of like a kind of like VFL core team. The majority of them are kind of like play together at Red Bull Leipzig, just got promoted to Bundesliga. So KG Dillon, KG Woody, but then you got other guys in there that have the ability to be goal scorers like Basham Harder. And the IF Garcia as well is another one that I kind of noticed, as well as Gel Stones. So again, they can be a solid team and they're a good unit, but it just depends if the group's going to be too strong for them personally. Dynamize, the last two tournaments have shocked everybody. I think Dynamize are a team that people sleep on as being one of the lesser teams, but like the last two tournaments now, they really earned their kind of their status of not being a fourth seed team, because there are teams that could have entered this, like Serene or even Pure 17s, that just aren't in this at all, that have been like, played one or two tournaments and are fourth seed. Dynamize have hung with their own. They've had hard groups with like Hatton in the first one, and then they've even made it past some good opposition. So again, people when they're like what said, like Burnley, man, I think everyone knows TBM, Mike, Legs, Alex. There's guys in there that I know of that I don't think a lot of the 11 scene will know, but they are such a drilled unit and play together so often and do so well on other platforms when they play that I don't think that they will have to. And like, put it this way, I don't think they're going to go 0-3 in that group, no doubt. Like, there's no way they will. And then Vikings, predominantly foreign team, I think Italian. You guys in the chat, and even Andy and Joe may know more of these, but the roster in general, 15 people. Calmero as in the keeper, VK Suing 1, FL Becker, VK Luisinho, Rennie 91, VK Nesta, GS Phantoms, VK Ericsson, Rob 97, DJ 8, Alex 10, Jan, VK Andrino, VK France 9, and II Aerox ZZ. So like just an Italian outfit. So I don't know too much about them because the only Italian team I really pay attention to is Empoli.
Yeah, Empoli and Hypnotize, basically the two kind of top dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the top. They're the cream of the crop in Italy.
Right, well, there's that other team for last year with the big giant pro. What was their name again? I can't remember their name. But,
something outplayed.
Aye, that's it. Euphoria outplayed. That's probably the only three teams that's really, I would say, could mix it with the rest. I think this is a three-way group split between Revenge, Karma, and Dynamize, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm personally going to plump for Revenge and Dynamize. That's what I'm going to go for. So I'm just going to put that in there.
All except Karma, playing them all. And definitely Revenge and Dynamize are the two that are.
For fuck's sake, my spelling's
that's
a joke.
That's the thing. I thought Dynamize would be like kind of like an unpopular pick between the three of us, but I said my my two would have been Revenge and Dynamize. Like, it depends if Vikings can get out the gate quick, and it depends if they can end up playing that shithouse kind of football that the British scene plays in tournaments.
You're just picking the same as me, yours too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I said Revenge and Dynamize.
Because this thing with foreign teams. The thing with foreign teams is, how do Vikings play, Joe? Do they play like the French do at the World Cup? Do they play like carpet football? What do they play?
They don't play expansive. To be honest, it was pretty. I don't want to be disrespectful. It was one of the games that was kind of.
You saying they're shite, Joe?
Basically, try to find the words for it, but it was one of the
mate, it's a podcast, mate. Though, basically, I mean, I'll just come right out and say it. I don't think they're at any level. Probably 20 teams in there. 20 teams in there just horse them. I think. You never know how they turn up in the day, but I just don't fancy their chances at all. In other words, they're pish. Group, we've all went with the same. I think Hatton's got to feel blessed with that group. That's probably
at least a score in the PayPal.
probably the easiest group there. I would think in terms of like one team dominating it. Right, so that pulls us on to Group D. I need to try and get your. How the fuck do I get your camera on here too? I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change this. I know, but it's just give me a second. Right, so we'll go into Group D, and what I'll do is I'll let Joe kick this one off. You can talk about that while I add his camera in here.
This one's going to be quite hard, to be honest. Right, Redemption. Yes, I will put them as top in the group. Entice. I think they're going to be the lesser of the four, and I'm probably going to put Creative above Envious. So I'm probably going to go Redemption to win the group and Creative to finish second.
Right, so
With Envious chasing their tail, literally. That is basically, if any of the two teams, for me personally, Creative and Envious don't turn up, it's going to be the one that does, because they two are that close together. I've played the two of them that many times, and I know what Davey is capable of putting a team together.
Yeah.
I think the thing that everyone has to kind of look at as well is that this tournament is the first kind of tournament you can seriously start looking at. You can seriously start looking at Lucid and Redemption in terms of this should be their best performance, because of course they used to be the same. You know, they all used to team together. Now it's like a big split, and this is like their big rivalry. The greatest thing for us all as fucking people watching it on Monday. Me watching it would be seeing like a rivalry final between Redemption and Lucid, because that would just be absolutely class because of all the bad blood there. But it's like Lucid have not had the greatest of World Series events 1 and 2 by their own standards, and then again Redemption are people that used to be in Lucid. So at the end of the day, these two are both kind of in their way saying, okay, we've now finally got the team situation sorted, now let's push on and fight for it. So it would shock me if Redemption or Lucid have a bad tournament, since everything's kind of sorted. So I would agree with Joe, and I'm going to go Redemption, followed by Creative. I think Envious and Entice are both decent enough. Entice having a management change with Karma's coming in over Riddich. Don't know if that makes a difference, positive or negatively. But Envious as well play good football. They've said they've done well in the championship with Bristol Rovers in normal VFL and core VFL. That boosts their confidence up as well. But this is a whole different kettle of fish when it's teams like Redemption, man. And Davey's no joke either. Guys in Davey's roster, like fucking, he's pulled in some of the French to play with him. I'm just surprised he did, because I thought Golden would just be Team France. But when Davey has managed to get in guys, I think like Polgar and stuff, like that just gives you a whole new creative element in midfield. So I do think, I can't see past Creative, and I can't see past Redemption in that group. I really can't.
Yeah, I mean you've kind of summarised it quite well, but we played Creative in the semis the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they've obviously been at quite a high level in the last tournament to get themselves to the semi final, but obviously there's been a few changes in that team as well. Again, another team that we played during the week, quite a tight drab affair, but they managed to get a win as well. We've basically, that's been the basis of your week, is that we've not been able to attack teams, but we've been able to just sit there and comfortably defend, and some form of bullshit's happened and somebody's scored. It just seems to be the way of this game. But I definitely agree, I think. But I'm going to go on the flip. I'm going to say that Creative is going to top that group and Redemption is going to be second.
Ooh. What gives Creative the edge?
I think
what player in particular when you look at their roster?
I think in that specific game, I think Redemption will probably dominate it, but Creative will do them on the break basically. I just think their skillers will get more space than Redemption's skillers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I believe that Redemption will probably dominate the game. I think that it gives Creative more space when they're on the counter.
It's a grudge match as well, don't forget, because Creative and Redemption had that fucking big beef on Twitter, didn't they, the other day?
And you're the other way about, and you're Redemption. Aye.
Yeah, I went Redemption Creative.
They disrespect to the other teams in there. They're fair teams, they're good teams, and they might throw an upset. I mean, Envious might genuinely throw an upset, but just like based on paper, they two are really good teams. Like Creative's obviously a semi-final team, and Redemption is the absolute bones of Lucid, who are a multi-winning team as well. So aye.
It's not like we're saying that envious is shit. It's just like at the end of the day, we're playing FIFA 20. It's the same as playing FIFA 19. It's tournament football. Literally anything can happen. Like literally anything can happen in terms of a fucking rebound or a bundle or something to win a game. Like it happens.
The thing, I'm banking on us being different when we play the tournament, because before the tournament last time we were a shambles. And then we turned up on the tournament. And when I say a shambles, just no, we were very similar to the way we are just now. Basically, we were containing teams, no bother. We didn't feel it was any threat off teams attacking wise, but our attack didn't click. But then basically what happened is that as soon as our attack clicked, i.e. they wanted to play and they wanted to win the tournament, we became a different team. I'm just hoping the same thing happens for us, or we could ultimately end up grouped as well. It's just the way it's just as Joe said. It's whoever turns up on the day, innit?
That's what I want to say. I want to watch that creative and redemption game so badly just to see how many shushes there are. Because that whole thing on Twitter to watch is just hilarious, man. It's too good.
Briggs, wasn't it? Was it Briggs that started that?
Yeah, Briggs, the fucking massive shit ass. He's in the chat bragging about it now.
Right, so we're all kind of we're kind of agreeing on nearly every single team so far, just maybe different orders or whatever. So that plumps us on to Group E. Which is Virtuoso, Fraudulent, Southend, and Football Rays.
No, I don't know if Joe agrees with me, but when Andy says that he thought that Group C was the easiest group or whatever, or D, I don't know which one he said was the easiest, but this one for me is my just the ultimate group you want to be in. Like, you look at I can't say the name. I'm just going to call them VT because that's what I know them as. So you look at
Virtuoso.
Virtuoso. If you look at them, and an absolutely amazing tournament last tourney, and you don't really know if that's down to luck or skill or just the game being kind of like meh. You really don't know, but I would say for me, they win that group on the basis that they did so well last tournament and they've retained a lot of their players. You don't know if maybe because they had a big split because it was used to be VT Castaway and then they took the 100-point deduction on the leaderboard to change their name, and then it was basically Little Legs and Brendan or Jay Solly or Solly, whatever his name is, had a massive argument about the club, and now this is now Brendan and Jay Solly's club because they were pretty much doing the recruitment for it. So I don't know if that's going to make them even stronger in a sense that there's less conflict now and then you can maybe push on and make a final, or if there's so much kind of like damage done there with like other players in the roster not really unsure of the situation there, that could maybe hinder them. But I'll say that the fact that they've got their club, they've got their name, they'll be more proud to play. So I'll say Virtuoso take that, but then I really cannot for the life of me call who gets second. I think the Southend guys in the chat were joking saying I just can't wait to get 50 points to get one win. I think honestly like they could be in a position where they could go through, because Southend, Fraudulent and Football Rares are all very much equal in the like the player department, should we say. Maybe you can look at Fraudulent and say, yeah, they've got a lot more trophy-winning VFL experience, but at the end of the day, there's not a lot of guys in there that you would sit and say, they've won Monday Night Footballs, they've won certain 11-man tournaments. There's nothing like that in there. So I don't really know between Fraudulent, Southend, and Football Reyes, which is Conzi's team. I really couldn't call second, but you've got to put a gun to my head and make me call it. I will say that Virtuoso go through and Fraudulent go through on goal difference, and I think like it will be something like Virtuoso will collect like 9 points, and then Fraudulent, Southend and Football Reyes will collect like 4 points. Like I can see it being something stupid like that.
Come back to your point though about this group being the easiest group. I understand what you mean in terms of the group being the easiest group in terms of all the teams on paper, but in terms of the actual group itself, it's a tough group because all the teams are going to be so close together.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I mean? It's like if you put one of the big boys in there, then they're going to just fancy themselves to piss case that group. But when you just put 4 teams together that might be close together, it becomes a different group.
Whoever has the best night is who's taking it.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to go for Virtuoso. And just to like throw a spanner in the works, I'll go for Football Reyes. Because I don't know enough about the other 2 teams, or them, so I'll just pick one. And that's the name I like the best.
Well, Conzi and Football Rares are really up for this tournament. Like they've pre-planned their starting 11 like before this draw today. So like they are fully like ingrained in the like if there's anything that will give Football Reyes, Southend, Fraudulent, and even Virtuoso confidence going into Monday. It's this group stage draw. Like, all 4 of those teams should be incredibly happy with how it's looking because it's really anybody's to go through. Southend will look at that as a way that they can finally make it through the knockouts and stop being made fun of. Football Reyes will think, wow, first tournament, we have a chance of getting through and making the knockouts. That's fucking cool. Fraudulent, who have been kind of hit and miss in the last 2 tournaments, will be thinking, yeah, okay, sweet, we've got a favourable draw this time, we can make it through. And Virtuoso made the later rounds last tournament, will go, oh yeah, you know, a quote easy end quote group. This is an advancement in the bag. So all of them should be happy.
Do you say Fraudulent is your second team?
Yeah, I said Virtuoso and Fraudulent for me.
Right, well, I'm going to go different, and I'll go Virtuoso and Southend.
Go on, Joe.
So basically, Warriors will be right. Hopefully.
You went Southend. I saw like somebody's going to be right.
Yeah, somebody will be right.
I forgot
But
it's
it's one of the
Fraudulent.
groups
This
that's
is what
just
happens when
wide
you've
open
got
for anybody to take that.
Group F then. Intensity, Filth, the Germans at Nut Prodigy X, and then Keno's team, the brand new one, Dare to Dream. Now, we'll let you take this one, Andy, because I'm sure you know a lot about Intensity playing them in the final, and also a lot about Keno's team, since it's Keno.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a quite a good group, this one, I think. Also, we'll go to Dirty Dream, which is the bones of that team has actually came. It's like quite a few of these boys play on my stream a lot. It's like Spud, Keno, Rick Cheese, Buffy, and they're trying to like basically put a team together so they can play a bit of 11 man. Then obviously Filth, quite well known team. Intensity, they're constantly a tournament team. They basically only appear on tournaments and always do well. They've done well last FIFA and this FIFA. Not Prodigy, I don't know as much about, but again,
The Germans.
Aye, they are. I don't know much about them, but I know because I don't get to play them, obviously. But I don't think they're anything to be sniffed at. But I'm just going to go straight away with Intensity. Will tap that group, and Intensity will be there or thereabouts come the later stages of this tournament. They just know how to win in tournaments. They know how to do it. As I said during the Champions League commentary as well, they're one of the teams that they've got that many foot players. They all know how to like break teams down. I'm surprised they kind of, in my opinion, I believe they bottled the Champions League final. I thought they should have won it after the performance they gave in the semi-final.
Didn't have to perform, we were that fucking bad.
Gonna get Joe started again.
Don't get me started on that again.
Aye, so I'm going to go
respect.
I'll go with Intensity in first place on the basis of their tournament know-how of the last 2 years. And I'm going to go for Filth. I think Filth will be utter filth during the tournament. That's the way they play, and they'll manage to push themselves through.
Well, the big thing that they got in their kind of cabinet coming into it is that they got the two players that they managed to sign up alongside. I don't know if Lucas was there last tournament because I'm not looking at last tournament stock, but Lucas being there is a big one. And then they signed Alex 19 as well. So, you know, the fact that Alex goes into that team, if Alex is performing at his absolute fucking tip-top on the night, that's a massive one, especially with Bailey Ince in the team. If you think Bailey Ince, Lewis H90, and Alex all performing at their absolute optimum, even with Joe Man on the side or up front performing at his optimum, it's just a really dangerous attacking threat. So, and as well, I think the other thing you have to take into account as well, Bailey Ince playing with these guys at Numancia in VFL, which is, like you said, pretty much core Intensity. He kind of knows what they are like, not like what they're going to do, but what they prefer to do in games, in big pressure games. So maybe that kind of knowledge gauges into the fact that they may be able to pip them. So I will flip and I will say Filth to top and Intensity to finish second. But I don't think it's an easy group by any means because the Germans have the ability to attack, but they're also very strong in midfield. That's the kind of thing. That's the feedback I got last tournament from their group. And Dare to Dream, like I said, I don't really know anything about Keno's team, but at the end of the day, I don't think Keno's that stupid to kind of sit there and think, yeah, this is just going to be a war. This is going to be a bit of a laugh, and we'll just cruise through this. So I think Keno and the Germans will take points here, but I would still say, for me, Filth and Intensity in that order.
Yeah, Aye. I mean, you could toss a coin between the two teams, really, couldn't you? But somebody pointed out in chat that Intensity's never actually beat Filth. So
No,
that's that
okay.
as well. Joe, you've obviously what's your thoughts in terms of that group and who you pumping for?
Yes, I was literally just looking at my Phoenix's last time we played Prodigy, and we actually lost to them. So I'm going to go Intensity and not Prodigy.
Well, as this prediction just goes on and on, Joe's just getting more and more controversial with these, man.
I'm going to go for it because literally I was like that name. I know that name, and I couldn't remember why. And the reason it stuck in my head is because I've just looked at our fixtures and we lost 2-1 to Prodigy.
Right.
So we did. So definitely, I think they'll cause the upset and they'll go away Intensity, go through.
So
Because they are not a bad team. They are actually quite a nifty outfit.
I don't obviously want to get doing on Dirty Dream, obviously, because obviously a lot of the boys from my stream. But I'm just wondering what do you two think? How do you two think they'll go on?
They need to prove themselves basically in my.
I think
they don't know what they're going to offer yet. That's the problem.
I think it's going to be a fucking, like, I'll just say it very bluntly, and I'll take the hit for this from Keno and the people on his team. But I think it's a fucking bad night if they're going to rock up and just play like a fucking mean team and put, say, you know, fucking, for example, I don't know what their shape is. Are they going to play Kayla at striker? Is Kayla at the level, for example, to play striker in a World Series against teams like Intensity and Filth when you've got to break people down? Like, what is her role? Is she even going to be playing because you know, time difference because she's at work? You know, if so, like, that's the whole thing.
Well, obviously, I think we're that team, they're probably going to be under pressure a lot. So I would say they're probably going to more or less be a counter-attacking team. That's how I would personally set them up, on the basis of knowing who they've got in their team. But they've got players in there who are definitely capable. They've got some like good ball players in there as well. But I think this might be too soon for them as well.
It is. And they've confirmed it in the chat. Kayla is striker. When you said you two have both seen Kayla play in streams and kind of like properly with VFL USA and with, you know, with just clubs in VFL over the years, is Kayla, as nice as she is and everyone's friend as that she is she the striker to be able to fucking, you know, in a dead 0-0 game, break through Intensity's defence, break through Filth's defence, and put a goal in and put them ahead?
No, I mean, she fucking carried my community club. I'm absolutely no joking. Like, I'm genuinely no joking. Like I couldn't buy a one-man community club until she came in and went striker. Like, no fucking joke. But I mean, as you're saying, that's obviously, we're talking highest level teams here. We're talking about teams like, we're basically talking about teams in the top 10 on the game in terms of the Xbox side. Can she hit that level? I don't know is the answer. I mean, it's one thing doing it in a community club, but it's another thing doing it when you get into the real nitty gritty of a tournament. And that's the thing about a tournament, a lot of bottles crash in tournaments. Like, a lot of teams crash, a lot of players are just that. They just melt. They just vanish. They don't step up. They don't stand up under any scrutiny. They literally, like, they can't even, like, even the basics are beyond them. So we'll see. I mean, I hope they do well, but I just don't see them getting out that group. I think it's too tough for them. And whether Kayla and whoever else is up front, I don't know if they've got that kind of, like, that absolute cutting edge, you know, like that.
So they make them chances, but if they can make her chances, there's nothing to say that she can't score, but it's who's behind her making their chances.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Another thing as well, exactly. There's also that aspect to it as well. So you've went with... We've all done that group though, haven't we? You've went with...
I went with Filth and Intensity. Joe went with... Who did you go with, Joe? Intensity and Prodigy.
Prodigy, aye.
Yeah, and then Andy with your ones.
Aye, I just on the sheet. I just had a brain fart there, so I've got a hangover, so hangs are rough.
Well, I'll go into the next group while you're loading back up. So, Group G, this one I was watching Joe do the draw, I said, I saw Joe praying at the end, praying that he didn't get fucking golden into H. Yeah, I saw his face. He was sat there and he didn't want to get golden. So, the fact, I think Group G and Group H are both equally horrific. But I think, in my opinion, I'll go with Group G being the group of death. Lucid, Iconic, Catalyst, and Golden X. So everyone knows Lucid, but of course they lost a couple of players because of the whole thing with Redemption.
They practically lost their spine, so it depends on how Lucid have rebuilt.
Yeah. Iconic, everyone knows about Iconic. VFL Napoli last season, just so they're constantly playing. Known for defensive strength in 11s, would you say? Because in VFL and Napoli, they were known for their defense. I don't know if that was the same in 11s or not.
No.
Oh, okay, then right, cool.
No, I wouldn't say so, no.
No, they're very handy going forward, to be fair.
No, I don't, aye.
Well, Catalyst, I know that. Catalyst for sure. Catalyst is Lambo Sosa and his lot. And Lambo Sosa, and like when he was at Fulham, and even when he was at Blackburn, loved clean sheets. So I can see Catalyst being a very, very defensive team.
Tough to crack.
Yeah, I'll get you some names off of there. But again, it's kind of more like, again, the kind of guys that crossed over from VFL to kind of play the World Series. But they're very, if it's like anything like a VFL season, they'll be very, very defensive and solid. And then Golden X, French outfit, you guys will know more about it. But of course, the French play the fucking lovely, stunning football. They play that super smooth carpet ball.
Sometimes
They'll probably
they do.
Well, sometimes, yeah. They'll probably play the most attractive football in the whole of the World Series. But will that attractive football match the fucking meta of the game mechanics, and will that allow them to go through? I don't know. Go on then, Joe. We'll have you go first. Do you think?
Oh. Golden and Iconic in any way you want. I don't know who would top that group.
You don't know, so you'll know.
It's either Golden. The two that I've tipped to go through will be Iconic and Golden. I don't know enough of what Lucid have done to rebuild what they've lost, because they lost a lot of good players. A lot.
Do you want to hear their squad so far?
Aye, go give
Yeah,
me the
that'd be
squad.
interesting, aye.
18 people logged. Lucid Hatters, Newman, Lucid Mondo, Dowser, Lucid Ran, Marco LFC, Linus, Riley 16X, Chambers, Hill Dog, Skelly, Thomas 17, Goundry or Gundry, Lucid Danny, Nbanks 28, L Brucey, Reborn Iniesta, and JS Allison is their log squad so far.
Right, so that's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
That's a
thought it would have been a
decent
skeleton
team.
squad, to be honest.
That changes things for me. Iconic was in our group the last time, and they obviously got grouped up.
Yeah.
That team, the team that we all slept on, the absolute bastard football that they played.
Iconic is pretty much the same squad as last time as well, because they are. Blues is very much the kind of person that just likes to leave shit to the very last minute with his signings and stuff. So they've only got 10 people logged, but a bunch will probably come tomorrow. But it's the same kind of lot, man. Like Bucks, Pantanar, Tailino, Blues, Guru, E Burns, like all those lot, Yeadon, like all those lot are just back in there with them.
Yeah, this is I think this is one of the closest groups to call. But I am going to go controversial, and I'm going to say I think that Lucid and Iconic will push through. I think Golden, I don't think they've played many British teams this year, and I think they're going to be in for some absolute shithousery. So I'm going to go with Iconic going through in first place. I think they'll banish their grouping for the last tournament, and Lucid. That's my pick.
I will say that although I like the absolute defensive solidity of Catalyst, I don't see, again, another guy in the Catalyst roster that I really believe is the guy to unlock defenses, like in that group. So I have to rule Catalyst out. I think they won't concede many goals, but I really don't think that they'll score as many either. With Golden, I don't know the French scene too much, but when you look at Rodinho's in there, I know him. I know, the French keeper Juninho. I can't say his name. Junio, that's his name. Shazzle, Shoot, Melly. Like, there's names in here from the French lot that can ball out. So that's a thing, and it also depends again, like how organised is Blues to the degree where he's got to get any signings he wants to get done tomorrow, and then he's got those potential emergency signings to use on Monday. I don't know. I'm going to go controversially to Andy then. I'm going to say Lucid will make it through as group winners, and Golden will make it through as runner-ups, and I think Iconic will get grouped.
The threes are different again then, because I'm probably going to go Iconic winners and Golden second.
Yeah, okay, I go the other way about. Okay, Iconic.
I'll stick with what I thought in the beginning.
So I'm the only one that thinks Golden will get put out. And you think the flip, one of you think iconic, one of you think lucid. So we've got 3 different predictions. Quite interesting.
In Group H then, Venom, Phoenix, Zero Tolerance, and Detrimental. Now, for the guys that are asking who Detrimental are, this is a team that has just been made for this tournament. That's why they're 4th seed. And I think that team has been made off of the absolute success that they had in main VFL Pescara, with how they did in the league and how they did in the old Champions League, because a lot of the Pescara team are in there. Mighty Mike, Barney. So they've even got some guys in there like Ben Barmer, the Ben 92, the one that came from PS4. So he's in there. He played at Sociedad, so he's won some silverware this season on VFL. George 2, Kemps. It's Beza, the keeper that had an absolute fucking amazing Champions League, I have to mention. Like, he was like the keeper for me in the Champions League. He kept Pescara in so many games. So you've got that Pescara bus, that Detrimental bus coming to the fucking party. It's happening. Deal with it.
I don't want to hear it.
The Detrimental bus, mate, is coming. It's parking up. Yeah. So there you go. You got that to break down.
You've got like an absolute fucking clusterfuck of our group, man.
I know. I would draw it.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. I genuinely think, because I think Detrimental could shitehouse their way through that. Like,
yeah, they could, because they play the game. They play the game to the game, don't they? They play it to the meta. So.
And then obviously Venom and Phoenix are at a very good level, and then you've thrown Zero Tolerance into the mix as well. He'll not shabby a team.
I mean, they are another.
Well, this is the thing. I say this while looking at Joe's facial reaction, but the whole thing with Phoenix is how together are they? Like, it's no real secret that the whole thing at Lazio happened. The whole thing with Lazio crashing out and Joe being so fucking absolutely fuming with how the team played in important big pressure games in the CL. Like, it's the World Series. You never know. Are Phoenix going to crumble? I'm not saying that they will do. I'm not trying to piss Phoenix or Joe off, but it's just that's the kind of question you have to ask in the big games now.
You bastards are in there listening. You better shut this cunt up.
It's like, you think about it.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
No, you think there isn't getting away for what happened. It happened 2 Champions Leagues in a row.
It's happened 2 Champions Leagues in a row, and it's happened 2 league seasons in Serie A in a row. Like, Joe told us on the call after the CL night that neither me and Andy knew. Like, when you look at the top 6 in Serie A this past season, Joe said that they've only managed to take points off of 2 of them, or wins off of 2 of them out of the top 6.
Top 6, and we beat 1 of them.
There you go. It's even worse. So can they handle pressure games? Will they go into a World Series and absolutely, because there's no easy game in that group, because if you look at it, sure, Phoenix had a night where they basically struggled with numbers, and the Detrimental / Pescara showed up and beat them. But it's like, you can't look at Detrimental the same way you look at a team, for example, like Keno's, where it's like, it's new, it's kind of, it's their feeler tournament. Like, these lot. Yeah, these lot at Detrimental have had a CL where they've basically used that as practice for the World Series and entered the World Series. So there's no easy game in there for Phoenix at all.
The thing is about a group like that, by the way, a group like that is a group that can produce the eventual winners, because all the teams are going to have to be on it right for the start. There's not an easy game in there.
Yeah,
you can turn in and find that whoever gets out that group, being in that group could carry one of the teams all the way into the final, because they're going to be at such a high level very early on that they're going to catch teams cold. Because when you come out, I've seen it for us. People used to always say to me, "Oh, you're blessed, you've got a good group," and I'm sat I never said it, but I'm sat thinking I'd rather prefer a really hard game in there, or two hard games. To get us gone, because the next thing you know, you're in the fucking round of 16 and you're fucked out in your arse because you're cold and the other team's playing at a higher level than you, and you don't get a chance. You can't redeem yourself. It's not like you can go and play a game and that's it. You're fucked out of the tournament because you've been caught cold. But I definitely think that's potentially a tournament winner could come out that group as well. Just based on that, basically based on the fact that all the 4 teams are going to have to play at such a high level to get out that group.
Well, the thing that I like about the group as well is Venom, because the thing there is that there's question marks over Venom as well, because sure, they've recruited well. They got guys like Tom LFC in, great finisher, a great goal scorer, but then they've also got guys like Jadon Sancho in there. People that remember the first World Series, Jadon Sancho and his team that he entered was such a meme, because as soon as it started going pear-shaped, he started fucking around with his team. So again, no one really knows if someone like Jadon Sancho is going to have a bit of a cuntish mood on the Monday night. after maybe losing one group game when it doesn't matter and just start fucking around. So how will JM deal with that? That's one thing. But there's no doubt in the ability in that team. Bailey, Sancho, Ellis, JP, all the guys that they've kind of brought in this time round. I think, again, because he's improved his team each tournament quality-wise. Oh, I've died. I went into a fucking loop. But
Yeah, you're back.
yeah, okay, I'm back. I don't know what part I got to, but I just basically said that like no one, no one knows if Jadon Sancho is going to end up being a massive prick during the Monday night. That's basically what I'm saying, because of the first tournament that he was in, and just basically pulled a load of shit. But the thing that I said is like the thing with JM's got in his locker is that he's improved his squad each time, each tournament. He's improved it quality-wise. And they've always been so close. So for me, I'm going to say Jadon Sancho acts normal. I think Venom win that group, and it's difficult because then it's Phoenix, ZT, and Detrimental. Phoenix have so much quality in the team in terms of individual talent, but they just don't know. Yeah, they just don't know how to get past big teams recently or big games recently. ZT. Chiz in that, yeah, they're a good team. Yeah, they've not had the greatest of luck the last two events. Yeah, it's hit and miss, but yeah, they're killing it in other leagues. So you have that in their favour. But at the end of the day, how much strength in the team is there? I don't know. And then Detrimental have just shown that they're just going to shithouse. And I think the thing with it is the way Detrimental play. They're shithousing it on VFL, but when you shithouse in 11s in the World Series, it works 2 times better, in my opinion. Like they could play that counter-attacking defensive football and just win games 1-0 and get through the group. Like it wouldn't shock me. This group is the hardest one to call, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like I can't name second.
I mean, are you fucking serious?
I would say, for me, if you've got to put a gun to my head and tell me you've got to name 2 people going through, I'll say Venom. And I will say Detrimental, just to be absolutely different. And I think that their shithouse football will fucking get them through. I really do.
Right. Okay. So you've went Venom and Detrimental.
Venom and Detrimental. I'm sorry, Joe. I had to do it, man.
Go do it.
Right. Well, I think Phoenix.
I just need to walk into the old Phoenix chat now and take your face. And I'm going to put across it, think she's only good enough, prove this cunt wrong. Everyone is a listening, fuckers. We go out them or everyone is getting lodged.
I genuinely think that Phoenix will shitehouse the shitehousers. There you go. I genuinely think that's what I think the smart move in that game is to let that team have the ball. That's my opinion. If I come up against them with Unity, I would be looking to let that team have the ball, because I don't think they could defend and counter attack. I think they rely on a deep base defensive line. I think if you just like pull them out and let them have the ball, you would smash them. Like genuinely speaking, because when I watched them in the VFL tournament as well, I thought to myself, all teams need today, man, is stop actually just thinking this team is shite and pummeling them in, and actually give that team the ball and sucker them onto it and then counter them. I'm just going to go with a straight up Venom and Phoenix. I don't think the other two. I think they'll make a bit of noise, and I think that group could probably like one of the groups where you've got like 2 teams on 5 and 2 teams on 4.
The goal difference group.
You know? Yeah. I genuinely think that could be like a right.
Everybody, that does, because we're going to talk.
So I'll go for Venom.
So then that sets up everyone's kind of knockouts really in terms of who plays who.
Yeah, we've
Joe,
predictions on that.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah, go on, Joe. Let's see your predictions.
Us and
you win first.
Aye.
The confidence.
I'm telling you, we'll do it. You've put a fire in my belly that was just going to that hole in it.
The contrast between last Sunday and now.
Sunday that's a lifetime ago.
Right, so who's your second team?
Venom, I'll go with. Venom.
Right, so that's going to set up a bracket of, depending on whose team goes where. But obviously everybody's got Unity in first, so we would play we're going to play the way the groups work, the way the bracket works. We'll play the runner-up based on if we finish first off your group, Joe. So it's
that'd be tasty.
So Unity class, if Unity and class went through, we would play the winner stroke runner up of your group, because obviously the groups switch about like that. But we can't really do. We would have to sit here and do 3 different brackets for this to work, to see Joe's predictions, full predictions, then mine. Then I mean, I don't know. Do you want to do this? Do you want to just
Leave it up to the audience, innit? Because that way, then you're getting a detailed breakdown from each person who they think is going to win the entire thing and why. So I mean, it depends if people are interested in hearing that.
Yeah, I mean, do you just want us to keep going, guys? You just want us to keep doing, just right, okay, so...
Yeah, go for it.
Right, so, what do you do then? Use it on the dock as well, so...
Yeah, we can all map out our own shit to make it quicker.
So I'll just do my bracket here, and it would be... So, on mine it would be Unity, V... well, who would I be, V? My own team, my own team. So I'd be Phoenix.
So I would be what?
Yeah, it kind of goes. Yeah, so for me, it would go Unity versus Detrimental. Oh, Unity versus Detrimental.
So
Yes, Andy, some shithouse football there, son. Love that. Unity v Detrimental. Then we got fucking Class v Venom for me. It's just my eyes are fucking up in terms of.
I've tried to keep the bracket switched. You know what I mean? The way I've done.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna copy you then, Andy. I got you. There we go.
And in that group, it would be who have I got? It would be Employ. And that.
Oh, Amity v Golden would be a nice game, man. Or some like the knockout games. This is just nuts to watch. To be fair, that's the one thing I can take from the World Series. It's been so good.
That would be Amity. Fucking hell, it's just got to take ages.
It's just got to take ages.
Amity v
Revenge.
So who would the Amity for me would play? Google? No, wait a minute, tell I. It's not Amity.
And that
It's
one
your
would
Employ.
be Intensity. Oh no, it would be Intensity, it would be False.
Revenge v Intense. Oh, I've lost myself.
So I'm moving a bit with the bugs on.
Fine.
Dynamite. I just made it a bit bigger. Dynamize. Oh, Dynamize v Filth would be an alright game as well, man.
Creative v Football Reyes. Oh, bang white. And that one would be obviously Redemption.
Employ gold. So the Amity on this side with.
What have I got here? What have I done here? That should be Full v who? I fucked one up, didn't I? I fucked one up. Oh, Revenge. Would it be Full from Revenge group I've done? Yeah, because that should be Revenge v Intense, Revenge v Full. And that should be Full v Intensity.
Oh my god.
There we go, mine's just done, thank fuck. What have you done, Aaron?
I'm doing the fucking. I'm mapping out the whole thing, so I haven't got to do it later on. Carry on. Don't worry, ignore me.
Jesus, he's just went right in for it, man.
I know. Redemption. Oh, hang on. Redemption and South
Aaron just
End.
went all in, boys. He's went all in. He's fucking. He's balls to the wall, you know.
Well, he uses this fucking spreadsheet shit all the time, doesn't he?
I'm like a robot, mate.
Sorry, I use them all day in work, but I'm still not doing that. You're taking away the. What do you call it? The surprise of who you think will get through.
Hey, don't worry. Do you get the surprise
So you
of who
think
I
I'm
think will
going
win
to
the final?
Venom? Is that what you think? We will absolutely horse they boys.
Hey, I'm glad you got the confidence,
I will
mate.
absolutely flog them into a footballing lesson.
Hey, I'm lighting fires today, man.
So anybody can win this, to be honest. You think Redemption v Intensity in the final?
Yes.
Jesus. Nah, the Redemption will bottle.
Mate, it depends. I'll get through round by round. Why? But don't worry.
Okay, right, so we've all got a... Right, so... We'll just jump between each person's bracket then, I guess.
Mhm.
Aye.
We'll go for it. So obviously mine is tap, so we'll go with mine. So Unity Phoenix. I'm obviously in there. I am going to pick obviously my own team. I think the experience of what happened to Joe in that last time. I think that'll weigh
Watching
on their
Joe's
minds.
face again, man.
I think that'll weigh on their minds. I think that'll weigh on their minds heavily, and I could see us shitehousing our way to another win, animal clearing the ball off the line and all that good stuff. You know, just I can see the demons just sitting in Joe's frown right now. A genuine thing, by the way, that the last tournament when we won that game, when we won that game, I said to my team, that we won a tournament because of that game. I just knew. I could. That was that was our hardest game. 100% was our hardest game. We were. It was a very, very even game. We obviously scored, and then they just bombarded us, and we managed to get ourselves through. So I'm gonna say that that we'll eat that one. We'll squeeze our ways through.
Okay, well, with mine, Unity versus Detrimental, I think, like Andy's already outlined, he would know how to play against Detrimental and let them have the ball. So I think he has a game plan if he plays those kind of teams in the tournament, which he didn't have last time. And like he said, I don't think he would treat it like an easy game. So on that note, I would say that it would be a reverse from last time, and Andy would get his revenge on that kind of starter team, and he would end up going through.
Aaron, have you done that right?
I hope so. If not, I look like a retard.
Because if Class won, it would mean Class and Unity would play again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on. You know what? Just give me a second. I'll just delete this. I'll go one by one like you, because I may have rushed ahead and got through. But yeah, Unity. There you go. For fuck's sake, yeah, Unity. For that reason. There you go. Over to you, Joe.
I've got Unity beating Venom.
Alright. Do you think Venom will go through? But Aaron obviously had Venom beating us.
Well, Andy, don't take it so personal, man.
No. I'm just thinking. It's no personal. It's food for thought as to why you would think that. But obviously that's for later on in the bracket. But aye. So the threes have got Unity going through. Joe obviously went on because obviously I've got Phoenix in my bracket. He doesn't have Phoenix on his side. He's got us against Venom, who you think would be. So it's quite interesting. I just thought.
It's different styles. I think it's just stylistic matchup, isn't it? I think that's just what it comes down to with predictions. Because for me, I see it way differently. Not playing, just watching things and just analysing the kind of players that are in each squad and what they're good at and what I think they're good at and what they're not so good at. Yeah. So it matches up in that sense. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just go on to the next games then. He's about to just fire through these fast, or
go for it.
Yep, can do.
Well, I think.
I can't believe who's he going to go for? Empley, okay.
I'm just going to go along this whole bracket.
Okay. I'll do the same. I'll go team. I will go
Empley or Golden. Oh shit, I don't know. I'll go Empley.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Walk us through your thinking then, Andy. Why have you gone for the people that you have done?
I think Empley will beat Iconic. I think they play the game. I think they grind the game too much. And obviously they're a bit an unknown quantity. If they're that sort of a team, if they score first, if they manage to get a goal against you, you don't get back in. You don't get a goal back because they just keep the ball. They're annoying. They're just one of the teams. You're just like one of the teams you sit there and you're like, these are a bunch of pricks. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's just like just one of the type of teams that just piss you right off, and then people get frustrated and you lose your shape and they end up countering you and getting a second goal and stuff. Somebody said in chat they're very, very sweaty. So, you want me to just go right along the whole line?
Yeah, go for it.
Yours, right. for what I seen of Revenge last time, I don't know what they're doing now, but I'm going to base my opinion on that. I
You
think
fucking
Filth will
sweaty cunt.
put them out. I think that Revenge actually managed to get themselves into, was it quarters or semis maybe, without actually having a fucking shot. Like, I sat and watched them for a game for 120 minutes. I don't think they decided.
That was when Hatton lost his shit, wasn't it? I remember that. Yeah.
Aye. Creative, I think will be too strong for football. Reals, I just think that'll be a cakewalk. The same with Redemption and Virtuoso. I think Redemption will be far too strong for them. I think again the exact same thing. The intensity too strong for that team. Amity and Lucid, I think will go to penalties. But I think Amity will eke it. And Class and Venom, I think Venom will basically get past that kind of pressure that Class have got.
Yeah, for me, Unity, like I said, and Detrimental, I've already explained. Amity versus Golden, I've got to back the English, and I think that level of quality of English team is not something that the French will like to play. Revenge intensity will be probably for me, like if my bracket does happen, is like the first big game of the entire tournament. And I don't think Hatton will wave that storm. I think if he gets lucky with the draws and stuff, and it depends who comes out where, then yeah, of course. But I don't think his team is that solid enough yet to beat a two-time finalist. So there's that. Redemption versus Fraudulent, like you said, for that one, it's a cakewalk. Fraudulent and Redemption, it's just, that could be a fucking 5-0 for fuck's sake. Virtuoso and Creative, tighter game, but I still think Creative nicked that just because of the experience he got in the team. Dynamite versus Filth, again, just purely not giving any disrespect to Dynamite because I bigged them up in the groups, but Filth, there's just so much more experience in the bigger games there. Empoli Lucid, probably a controversial one, going with Lucid, but I've got to back the British team. I like the way Empoli play. I like the guys at Empoli. But I have faith. I have faith in Lucid to have a good tournament after sorting themselves out. I really do. I do think that they will have a good tournament, and I think they could go a decent amount. Maybe not win it, but they can go a decent further distance than before. And Class Venom, another big game. But I think Venom just know how to shit out the game more than Doyle. Doyle will sure bring this pressure system that he likes to play, but we saw it in the Champions League. It doesn't always work. You can end up getting absolutely battered. So I think Venom will know that, and I think they'll play off that fact. And then I think that could be like another game where it's 2-1 either way, but I'll flip a coin on that and say that Venom take it by Nick.
Right. Okay. Then, before I bring you in, Joe, just to answer the two questions. The draw for 11s, it was done in Joe's channel. We flipped it here for the Clubcast, and to answer your question, Mo, the Clubcast is basically, it's a podcast, except we're calling it the Clubcast because obviously we're doing it for clubs. Sorry, Joe. On you go, mate. What's about your bracket?
My bracket, Unity Venom first. Unity will take Venom out of the game, I think. That's about that. I don't know, I just think usually too much for them. Empoli and Golden, I think Empoli, as you were saying, Andy, when they get in front, they know how to stay in front and be a bit shithousery. Revenge and Prodigy, I think playing both of them, seeing Hatton and know what Hatton's teams are like, I think they'll beat the Germans. Redemption Southend, if any of the Southend boys are in there, sorry, I do apologise because I think that could be a cricket score. Creative and Virtuoso, I think Davies' team will take that one. Dynamite and Intensity, they're just a tournament team. I think they'll probably go to the later stages again if they turn out how they should. Amity and Iconic could be either, but I think Blues will push Iconic out of the lines in that one. And Class and Phoenix is obviously Phoenix have got to go win the whole fucking thing. So
Right, so what that does is that obviously pulls us down on the next tier of names there. That's the games. So Unity play Empoli, Filth play Creative, Redemption play Intensity, Amity play Venom. That's the way it'll work.
Gotcha. I fucked that up before. My fault then.
Aye. Years experience here, son. That's 10 years experience, son. that's 10 years experience, buddy. But so Unity and on mine, Unity would play Empoli. Unfortunately for me and the boys, I think we will get shite housed out of that game. Genuinely speaking, they think that we will get shite housed. Hope that we don't. Hope if we do play them that we do go through. I think we've got enough to beat them, but I just think...
Hey, I find that I saw fucking Joe just typed fucking, I don't know if that was Joe or if that was Andy, but fucking Joe typed Unity there. Maybe Joe.
No, well, copy. I was going to say.
Oh, okay, yeah, he has no faith in you either, Andy.
I think Emplate will put us out. I think the loss of Dylan. I think we will.
That's interesting because they put you out before, didn't they? They put you out in the
have.
first one, didn't they?
They have. Aye, they put us out the first one. They're a team that we struggle with notoriously. And pulling them out the bag in there. For me, it would be better for us if Iconic go through. I would think that we would have more chance going through because a lot of these brackets they depend on who you pull. Because certain teams mix against certain teams. For example, say Phoenix do really well against Class, but Unity don't do well against Class, but Class do well against Unity, but no. Do you know what I mean? So you can have teams go through based on who they pull, just based on team styles and stuff like that, and players aren't good at marking certain players or whatever, you know. But I just think they are. Yeah, I just don't think they'll pull it through against them. So that would put the next game would be Fulfin Creative. And I'm going to think that Davey and the boys will pull through that one. They were semi-finalists last time for a reason, and I think they'll push on in that as well. Next match-up would be Redemption and Intensity, and I'm going to take Intensity to knock out the Redemption boys. They're just a tournament team. I know that Redemption and the Lucid boys that were in there, they've won a lot of tournaments, so I think if they come through, if Redemption can come through that game, I think they'll go in and win the whole tournament. But I personally don't think that they will. And that leaves the last game between Amity and Venom, and I think Venom will push through on that one. Even though again, Amity's a really good tournament team, I think Venom will have too much for them, and that will leave me with a semi-final looking like that.
So for me, Unity, Amity. Again, it's a tough one, but I would say that Unity get through just because of the fact that they know the people in that team, in that squad, so they would know about them and what they're good at and what they're not good at, per se. And I think there's people in there that Andy's even I don't know if you've had people that are at Amity at Unity before. I don't want to come on that because I'm too stupid in terms of my knowledge, but I would say just for the gut feeling, I feel like when I look at the squads, even if you haven't got Dylan and you've got Banks going up top, I still think that you can do a job and they'll be able to put you ahead against Amity. Intensity Redemption, I don't know. I can't fucking call it, so that's a question mark because I don't know. That could go either way. Is it Redemption's sweatiness or is it Intensity's fucking shithousery tournament lucky-esque football that they just keep getting to finals with? If you know what, fuck it, I will be controversial. I'll say, Intensity, mate, they get knocked out. It's Redemption. There you go. Redemption win that one because they're all fucking really good at the game. There you go. There's that fucking reason in there. Creative Filth, Davey versus the guys at Filth. Again, I've kind of praised Filth a lot in terms of if their big players show up and absolutely all have absolute storm every game. I don't think that there's an attack much better than them this tournament. And then Lucid Venom, again, praise Lucid, but against Venom know how to play. Lucid have done a good job kind of repairing their team, but I think Venom have consistently improved and have got like a good core there. So I would say that Venom take it against Lucid. And again, that's another game that can be like a 2-1 or an extra time game.
Okay. So that leaves you, Joe.
I'll have Empley taking Unity out. That was why to be honest, all these fixtures could be any way.
They're so difficult to call, man. Honestly.
Any of these games could go any way. Daft mistakes, somebody switching half, anything. When you get to this point of the tournament, you're getting into the sweat. Revenge and Redemption. I've put Redemption to go through. Creative and Intensity. I've went with Davies' team because I think they will. Say a bit of controversy, but I can't see. I could see it, to be honest. You actually could see Intensity going to another final, but to go 3 in a row, I've got to take them out somewhere. So Davies' team will do the business, and then Phoenix and Iconic. We have had running battles all season in VFL. We've had running battles on just when we've actually come across them in sessions. Every time we play Blues team, it's one of my favourite games to play because nobody sits in. Nobody's shithousery. It's literally two teams going to win the game. It's always one of my favourite games to play when we play against Iconic, because it's actually one of the most enjoyable games to go and play in. But unfortunately, Blues, we're going to beat these.
Because again, Phoenix are going to win the whole fucking thing.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Right,
so-
can I go first? I'm going to go first for the semi-finals.
Yeah, on you go then. Well, we'll do it back to front.
Right, we'll do it. Right, so I'm going to go Redemption in the final, and then I'm going to say Phoenix Day with Phoenix Day, and Freeze in the semis, and Creative. And then CE blowing my fucking top because we did with Phoenix Day and we lose it in semis.
Yeah,
Joe
that's,
coming into a
I
fucking
do
call
think
at 1
there's
a.m. wanting to kill himself again, man.
I do think there is a hump for you. That for some reason there's some players in your team. I don't know if they get sweaty palms or fucking the handshake. I don't know what happens to them, but there's definitely something there with your team in terms of once she's hit the latter stages, because it's happened too often for it not to be a thing.
See, that kind of gets me. It's baffling, right? See, when we play in leagues, it doesn't seem to affect us. But see, when we're in tournament setups, see, when we get into the longer we run that night, it seems to go. We go like that, and then you get to it, and then eventually it just goes. Whatever reason, it just like getting shot out the fucking air, and it's infuriating getting.
Right, so you've got a final with Redemption Creative, right, Aaron?
I love you, Andros, but I don't think you beat Redemption. I don't know what your history is like against teams like Lucid and their players, but I feel like the fact that they, are so fucking, they play often and they're so prepared. I think that's one thing that I have to put in their favour. So I would say Redemption make my final, just like Joe, and then the other semi, Phil Venom. Again, it depends because you weighing up Venom's slow increments in terms of improvements in quality against Filth and the hope that their top players all show up and that they have a fucking amazing night and they all switch and they all click. I will go on the basis that Filth can only be carried by their top players performing to such a high level for so long in the tournament, and I think Filth get knocked out, and I think Venom make the final against Redemption.
Right, okay. So for me, I think Creative will have too much for Empoli. So I think they'll knock them out, and David will lead his team into the final, and I think Venom will burst the intensity final bubble. And I think they'll go through. I'm leaving a Creative and Venom final for me. So Venom is on the final in 2. Creative's on the final in 2.
And Redemption's on the final in 2.
So that's actually a roundabout way.
That's crazy.
Well, and a roundabout way, we've all kind of went, we've basically got 3 teams. We've knuckled down to 3 teams between us that can win. So, Aaron, you're in the middle for Diddle. You go first with your prediction for overall winner.
So, my overall winner, I would say Redemption and Venom will have a game that will be very attack-minded. I think, however, that we all put so much emphasis and hype on this Redemption team, like we do the Lucid team, and like everyone has in the past with Lucid. I think everyone expects Redemption to just, they're here now, they've announced themselves on the scene, they're going to fucking pick up so many honours because it's just the way that they play, the frequency that they play, just everything that they do. I would have loved to see a Redemption Lucid final, but I will say Redemption end up winning the final, and I say that they end up winning the final. Oh shit, where am I over here? Whoops. I say Redemption win the final 3-2.
Okay. Right, I'll go, Joe, and I'll leave you with the final word then, right? Mm-hmm. I think in the final against these two, I think it'll go to an extra time win, 2-1 to Venom. 2-1 winners. And I'm not doing that, I'm not doing what you've done, I'm making it different. And Joe, you're up to you.
I think it'll be a 2-1 win for Redemption. I think they'll go and win it.
Okay.
I think they will go and wins it. Wins it all.
It's just that the roster is so stacked, isn't it? That's just the thing. It's just for all 3 of the teams, for Creative, for Venom, and Redemption, and then even teams beyond them like Empoli. There's just so much quality in each team.
Who's in for example, who's Redemption's roster?
Redemption's roster, excellent question, Andros.
Lucid
Lucid Scottish,
and they can defend.
Lucid Scottish, Briggs, Ellis, Pels 95, Mason 24, Joshy 94X, R45 Manu, Martinez, Migan, Ben LFC, Philly Boy, and Lucid Taylor. As it stands, 12 people.
So they're kind of like obviously they're like us in the terms of the very small kind of squad size. But there's maybe, I don't know, if I was looking at my team, I was looking to replace people for their team onto my team, I would probably only take 3 of them on my team to replace the people that's on mine.
It's an interesting one. Do you want to hear any other rosters to
I'm
help
sure
you?
they would say the same. They would maybe go, we would maybe only take 1 or 2 at Unity to replace what's on ours.
Yeah.
It's weird how people see different teams, you know what I mean?
So go for it. So that was Redemption's roster. Go for creators real quick as well. Creators
I like your creators back line.
There's 18 of them here. 18 of them here. Davey, then there's Steve01, Sentinel X6, Everett, Andre or Caricia, can't ever say his name. Tielemans, Jack Betts, Raymond with a bunch of O's, Polga, Majestic, Zusoko, Hawley, as in HXWLEY, Arujo, Shay 6, Killdog, RM97X, Harwood 44, and Dutton.
Right, now I've heard that team, I think they'll bottle it in something like the round of 16 or the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Because there's too many players in there that has bottled too many games. I've got them sitting in there in my final based on who I played last time. I didn't know that was their squad. If I knew that was their squad, I'd have had them out before they got to a final.
And then the other big one in our final 3, Venom squad list, 14 of them, JM98, Hughes 96, Sipix, AJ KHD, KMZ Miller, Hughes, Dylan AFC Billy X, Quinn, Ruckus, Tom LFC, Bailey, Jaden Sancho, and LSJP. So I don't know if that changes anything in terms of anyone's
2 years
thought
ago,
process.
Redemption done for 1, and then I've got Venom, I think. And 3 years had the very, very similar semi-finalists. I think we've all come down on the same side of who's kind of the stronger teams in the game now.
Redemption has the attacking quality, and they have the defensive qualities to do it.
If Redemption, that's the thing. If Redemption beat, in terms of my bracket, if Redemption beat Intensity rather than the other way about, I think Redemption would take out Venom, and probably I would pick them to win it. But just based on them getting put out to them, that's why I've plumped for Venom. But I could definitely see Redemption winning it. I definitely could. They're obviously got the know-how, they've got the players. It's just whether they've got the luck on their side on the night. Because it's not just about turning up and playing well, it's about that wee stroke of luck in that game. When
go to line, ride your luck at times.
When the ball hits half your goalie's arse and your centre back goes and clears it after the line, that's that moment of luck. No, it is. Do you know what I mean? It is that moment of luck that you need. And I can cast my mind back to virtually every single team, every single tournament I've been in that I've won. I can point to a moment when I could say we've rode a luck there. So I'll stick with Venom to win it. But if Redemption can beat Intensity in terms of my bracket, then I would change my mind to Redemption. Just depends how deep they go in the tournament. You want them out early, or they probably would be the team to beat.
If they get into their groove early.
Yeah.
That's a question as well to kind of put it towards you that I had done on the kind of thing we could talk about thing as well. Is there any team you see outside of like the big 3 that are like a team to watch, like a surprise team or a shock team that you think could, even though they're not put through in the brackets, could end up getting all the way far? Like, for example, Virtuoso or whatever made it to the semis, didn't they, last time?
You don't think Creative getting to the final would be a bit of a shock considering some of the names in there? Do you not think that's... I mean, we've all took one of the teams. No, there's no what do you call it, position locks or anything. It was too early for anything to be done for this tournament. Plus as well, the World Series is ran independently at anything that me and Joe will be doing. It's Aaron's thing that he was doing before we were on board or on the scene. So that's something Aaron will need to decide based on any information that we provide him based on tournaments and leagues that we run. I'm sure he'll take into consideration, but it'll be down to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know, teams to make a run.
Well, so I'll go first because I kind of have like a preset one that I wanna go with.
Group H, it could be I mean, obviously we've some of us went what Phoenix and Venom. Like, there's nothing to say detrimental. Don't go and do the shithousery. Oh,
Exactly.
no way.
That is
Something
exactly
like
that is exactly the fucking one that I was going to say. It wouldn't shock me in any fucking facet of my being if fucking Detrimental ended up getting somewhere like a semi-final spot just from playing the way they do and just relying on Beza to kind of carry them in goal.
That's the sort of. If you play that way, you need to rely on your goalkeeper having a very good night and relying a lot on luck.
There's every single tournament. There's one team. There's always one that upsets everything, upsets the whole apple cart, and goes through. They either get to a semi-final or a final. It's always the same. It's never the teams you expect to be in the final or in the final. Although maybe last time Unity and Intensity might have been expected by some, but certainly for your previous history on FIFA 19, what happened to us in the previous tournament getting put out to Empoli, I wouldn't have predicted that anybody would have had us won in the last tournament at all. I don't think anybody would have predicted that Unity would have.
I think it's just like it's those kind, like you said though, it kind of gets to like those certain games and those certain wins where when you win that game, you can then turn to your team and go, yeah, we're fucking going all the way now. Like it's just one of those. It's like, for example, in your bracket, if you ended up beating Empoli in your bracket, Andy, I think you would look at it the same way and be like, yeah, okay, lads, we're going all the way again. We're going to win it. Like that's just one of them.
Aye.
Definitely.
Joe, look at Skype and type me something, right? Aye. I mean, I suppose, but
I think the other thing as well to take into account in terms of some of these teams is like there needs to, like, for me it's difficult because my kind of two to pick from in terms of surprise teams is going to be not only Detrimental but also Virtuoso in terms of how well they did last time. Because Virtuoso, everyone just sleeps on them for the absolute fact that basically they made it so far last time. Like, that team, for a core group of VFLers, were like, they were driven towards the end stages of the last tournament to kind of say, like, hey, we're not in the scene, and we've just ended up winning a World Series, and then they fell short. So, again, that could happen. Like, I think that's very possible that could happen. What about you, Joe? Are you thinking of anybody in there other than Detrimental or no?
Envious again. Envious and Creative, that group again. Envious could be, if Envious have a good night and say Redemption, sorry, Creative, they have a bit of an half start and Envious could pip them. I mean, because that group, it could be they two playing each other that goes through. It could be goal difference if they draw, or head to head, depending on how it is, I can't remember. It could be down to them two.
Was that Andy?
I've just sent something to
Okay.
Skype. I've put something in the Skype call.
Okay.
Just let me know.
What about you, Andy? Was that your kind of surprise team was kind of Creative getting to the final, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it can't really be a surprise if we've all got them in semis and finals. So I guess that's me just copping out a wee bit. So
that's fine. Well, that's your pick. That's your pick.
I'll go with shit, man. I'll go with Catalyst. I'll go with Catalyst to shitehouse themselves.
You see,
I
can see that because of the fact that they've got such a strong back line. So I can see where you've gone with that. Yeah, I think you've also put the fucking message in the wrong Skype chat, Andros.
I did.
Yeah. I don't think there's any real need to really kind of to get managers in, because we've actually carried this with the content so long. Look at that, it's already fucking 8:30. Well, I'm excited for the World Series anyway, man. Like I said, as a person that kind of doesn't really come from the 11th scene, sitting back and watching it and being able to kind of get involved in it that way and running it, like, of course, thank you to all the managers that are in the chat listening to this that make it so easy to run, because, like I said to these guys, yeah, the managers and players, like I said to these guys in call, like, I expected, like, I had the very stereotypical version of, like, VFLC when I did the World Series, that it's just going to be constant nightmares and problems, but realistically, there's been no fucking issues whatsoever.
The thing is that people have been screaming out for somebody to do something, so they're like, we'll cause as little problems as possible so that he doesn't run away.
So I'm we'll say we'll wrap it up there then, because we're just kind of prattling on a bit now. We've done our
Right.
predictions and that. We didn't get anybody on in the call because nobody we did say at the start if anybody wanted to come on the call, but nobody actually offered themselves up apart from a couple of people having a joke. So any you boys get any forwards? Anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
Good luck to everybody, unless she's up playing Phoenix.
I'll say,
Aye.
good luck to everyone. Thank you for making it easy. And of course, thanks Joe and Andy for moving the podcast for me since it's the birthday tomorrow, so I won't be around. And then, of course, Monday as well, the World Series. So, yeah, shout out to these two OGs for fucking making it happen tonight instead. Appreciate that, fellas.
Worries.
Right, no bother, lads. I'm going to obviously end the call, and I shall speak to you soon. And we'll obviously tune in for the next broadcast, everybody. Next podcast, it's Clubcast, I mean. So see you later, yous two.
Bye.